Hello, my friends. Today, I am going to tell you one of the most dramatic, emotional, and powerful stories in human history. This is not just a history lesson. This is a journey into the life of a woman who changed the course of empires. This is the story of Cleopatra, the last queen of ancient Egypt. Her life had everything: power, beauty, intelligence, love, betrayal, war, and sacrifice. She ruled one of the richest civilizations in the world, faced the might of Rome, and chose her own destiny until her final breath. So, sit back, relax, and let me take you more than 2,000 years into the past. Cleopatra was born in 69 BCE in the magnificent city of Alexandria, Egypt. At that time, Alexandria was one of the most important cities in the world. It was a center of learning, culture, science, and trade. The famous Library of Alexandria attracted scholars from every corner of the ancient world. Cleopatra was born into the Ptolemaic dynasty, a royal family that ruled Egypt after the death of Alexander the Great. Although they ruled Egypt, they were not Egyptian by blood, they were Greek. For generations, the Ptolemies lived like foreigners, spoke Greek, and ignored Egyptian culture. But Cleopatra would be different. Her father, King Ptolemy XII, was a weak ruler. He depended heavily on Rome to keep his throne. Because of this, the Egyptian people did not respect him. There were rebellions, economic problems, and constant threats to the royal family. From the moment Cleopatra was born, her life was surrounded by danger. Cleopatra grew up inside a royal palace filled with gold, servants, music, and luxury. But behind the beautiful walls was fear. In her family, power meant survival. Brothers killed brothers. Sisters betrayed sisters. No one could be trusted completely. Unlike most girls of her time, Cleopatra received a world-class education. She studied history, philosophy, mathematics, astronomy, medicine, and politics. Most importantly, she studied languages. Cleopatra could speak Greek, Egyptian, Latin, Hebrew, Aramaic, Persian, and Ethiopian. This skill made her extremely powerful. She could speak directly to soldiers, farmers, priests, and foreign kings without translators. Cleopatra also deeply respected Egyptian religion and traditions. She learned the Egyptian language and presented herself as the goddess Isis, the symbol of motherhood, magic, and power. From a young age, Cleopatra believed one thing strongly: a ruler must understand her people. When Cleopatra was about 18 years old, her father, Ptolemy XII, died. In his will, he declared that Cleopatra would rule Egypt, but not alone. She was forced to marry and rule with her younger brother, Ptolemy XIII, who was only 10 years old. At first, Cleopatra tried to rule peacefully, but the advisors around her brother feared her intelligence and strength. They did not want a powerful woman on the throne. Slowly, they turned the court against her. Cleopatra's image was removed from official documents. Her name disappeared from coins. Soon, soldiers were sent after her. Cleopatra was forced to flee Egypt. Imagine the Queen of Egypt walking through the desert with only a few loyal followers. She had no army, no palace, and no protection. But she had something stronger than all of that: her mind. She began planning her return. At the same time, Egypt became the center of Roman politics. A powerful Roman general named Julius Caesar arrived in Alexandria while chasing his enemy, Pompey. Cleopatra knew this was her moment. She could not enter the palace openly, so she planned something bold. One night, she had herself wrapped inside a carpet and secretly delivered to Caesar's private chambers. When the carpet was opened, Cleopatra stepped out, calm, confident, and fearless. She spoke to Caesar about Egypt's problems, her exile, and her vision for the future. Caesar was amazed. He did not see a helpless queen, he saw a brilliant leader. Caesar decided to support Cleopatra. With Roman military power, Cleopatra defeated her enemies. Her brother Ptolemy XIII drowned while trying to escape. Cleopatra reclaimed her throne. She was queen again. Cleopatra and Julius Caesar formed a powerful alliance. Their relationship was both romantic and political. Cleopatra wanted stability for Egypt. Caesar wanted Egypt's wealth and loyalty. Cleopatra gave birth to a son named Ptolemy XV, known as Caesarion. She believed he was Caesar's child and hoped he would one day rule both Egypt and Rome. Cleopatra traveled to Rome and lived in a luxurious villa. She impressed Roman society with her intelligence and confidence. But many Romans feared her influence. In 44 BCE, tragedy struck. Julius Caesar was assassinated in the Roman Senate. Cleopatra lost her protector and quickly returned to Egypt, knowing Rome was no longer safe. She now faced the future alone again. After Caesar's death, Rome was ruled by three men known as the Second Triumvirate. One of them was Mark Antony, a brave general and skilled leader. Antony summoned Cleopatra to meet him in the city of Tarsus. Cleopatra arrived in unforgettable style. She sailed on a golden ship with purple sails, dressed as the goddess of love. Antony was completely captivated. They fell deeply in love and formed a powerful political alliance. Cleopatra supported Antony with wealth and resources. Antony promised to protect Egypt. They had 3 children together and dreamed of creating a powerful Eastern empire. But their love created enemies. Antony's rival, Octavian, later known as Augustus, saw Cleopatra as a threat. He spread rumors that Cleopatra had bewitched Antony and was trying to control Rome. Antony's relationship with Cleopatra caused political disaster. He divorced Octavian's sister, increasing hatred between them. War became inevitable. In 31 BCE, the two sides faced each other at the Battle of Actium, a massive naval battle near Greece. Cleopatra and Antony fought bravely, but Octavian's forces were stronger and better organized. During the battle, Cleopatra's fleet retreated. Antony, thinking Cleopatra had abandoned him, followed her. Their forces collapsed. Octavian won. Antony returned to Egypt broken and defeated. When he heard a false rumor that Cleopatra was dead, he fell on his sword. Still alive, Antony was carried to Cleopatra. She held him in her arms as he died. Their dream was over. Octavian marched into Egypt. Cleopatra knew she would be taken to Rome as a prisoner and displayed as a trophy. She refused humiliation. Dressed in royal robes, surrounded by symbols of her reign, Cleopatra chose death. According to legend, she allowed a poisonous asp to bite her. She died on her own terms, as a queen. Cleopatra's death marked the end of ancient Egypt. Egypt became part of the Roman Empire. But Cleopatra's story did not end. She became a legend. She proved that intelligence is power, that women can rule empires, and that dignity matters more than life itself. Cleopatra remains one of the most inspiring figures in history, bold, fearless, and unforgettable.